Well, I'm glad so many of you liked my little game yesterday of linking up historical figures via hookups, but that, as a suggestion for a title for a series, is just unsurpassed. Someone else suggested ley lines, which I quite like as well, so somewhere between those two. The only thing that's dodgy about that one is that I don't think you can do it in 6 degrees all the time. This is very, very tricky, but I've got another one for you. So we're going to be connecting Napoleon Bonaparte himself with Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, through hookups/rumoured hookups. Napoleon Bonaparte, Emperor of France. Now, of course, his greatest love was his first wife, Josephine, but that didn't stop him from having affairs, and she was having affairs as well, because, of course, miss, this is France, and the adultery here is never second best. And one of the women he was having an affair with was this person, Marguerite Georges. I don't actually know if that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, so I'm very sorry. I was just trying to give it a bit of a French spin. Marguerite was one of the greatest actresses of her generation. She was famous across France, and if this picture is anything to go by as well, she had an amazing rack. She had a brief affair with Napoleon from 1802 to 1804, so she would have been 15, and he would have been in his 30s. Nice. But the other person that Marguerite had an affair with was Arthur Wellesley, the first Duke of Wellington. Oh, shock. Yeah, that's right. If Marguerite's account is to be believed, then Wellington and Napoleon actually shared a mistress. And I will just say here that it's Marguerite's account of this. In fact, that she did actually say that Wellington was the better lover, but it's her account that confirms this. He never said anything about it. So some historians have gone, well, I don't think so. I think so. The reason that I think so is because Wellington was an absolute fanny rat. It's not spoken about very much in his history, but if something stayed still long enough, he would have a go at it. He was notorious for it. So I am definitely counting that as a hookup. And someone else that Wellington was said to be having an affair with was Lady Caroline Lamb. Can you see where this is going? Yes, Lady Caroline Lamb. If a bad relationship could cosplay as a human being, it would be Caroline. I've done a video on Caroline before, you can go back and look at it. Well, suffices to say here that she was a very intense young lady, and she was having an affair with Wellington. Caroline and Wellington hooked up in 1815, I think it was, when she went over to Europe to nurse her brother back to health because he'd been injured at Waterloo, and she meets Wellington, and some say it's an affair, some say it's a one-night stand. It's just a bit of a throwdown by all accounts, but it happened. But the most famous lover of Caroline's life is Byron. Oh, Byron. Quite a terrible human being, but very useful for this game because boy did he put it about a bit. His relationship with Caroline was famously traumatic for everybody involved. I mean, really, we were moving into restraining order type of a territory, and Caroline was the one who said he was mad, bad and dangerous to know. He's just a general cad, but that definitely happened. And someone else that he had a relationship with was this person, Claire Clairmont. Oh, Claire. Claire. If there was any person who had been pumped and dumped by the Romantic movement, it's Claire Clairmont. She was the stepsister of Mary Shelley, and when Mary and Percy Bysshe Shelley eloped together to Europe to run away and get married, she came with them. It's always been quite confusing what's going on there, but just hold that thought. But once they were over in Europe, Byron turns up, and then what happens? Byron and Claire have this affair together, she gets pregnant, and then he fucks off and doesn't want to acknowledge the child for ages and ages, and he's a real shit about it. He's written letters that say things like, well, what was I supposed to do? She wanted to have sex with me. I don't know, Byron. I don't know. Maybe put it away and just help this lady. Maybe that. Poor Claire. Or maybe not quite so poor Claire, because she has long been rumoured to have been having an affair with this person too. Percy Bysshe Shelley, her half-sister's husband. Now, we are into speculation here because there isn't really any smoking gun, but it has long been suspected that Percy and Claire did hook up. They may have even had a child together. Certainly, a child appears at one point, a baby that he registers, and no one really knows who the mother of this baby is, but at the time, Claire was described as being sick. Plus, he preached free love and polyamory and so it's not outside the bounds of possibility at all. And then it's only a hop, skip and a jump to Mary Shelley, who eloped with Percy Bysshe Shelley when she was only 16 years old after losing her virginity to him on the gravestone of her mother. So off to a cracking start, guys. Her marriage to him was defined by constant pregnancy, childbirth, miscarriage, child loss. It was just really, really tragic. And then the silly bugger goes and drowns as well. But she did love him. She seems to have been absolutely devoted to him, including keeping a piece of his heart with her at all times. Now that is gothic romance. That is also how you get from Napoleon to Mary Shelley via hookups.